Hi, I'm Lucas Cuni-Mertz, Associate Editor of Baking and Snack Magazine, and this is a baking and snack tech expert. In our September issue, we spoke with Chad Rieschl, Principal Scientist at Cargill, about how bakers can overcome their challenges around ingredient costs and R&D. Today, he'll share more about how partnering with an ingredient supplier can help bakers solve these formulation issues. Thanks for joining me today, Chad.
Thanks for having me.
So to start, what are those difficulties bakers are facing when it comes to their ingredients as well as new product development?
Well, what we've been hearing as Cargill has been cost and talent. So we'll start with cost. Ingredient volatility on key ingredients like eggs, cocoa, and chocolate is very evident, and it's in, being talked about. But we're also aware of other things, like oils, grains, and sugar that have been in the market that have fluctuated. So we're aware of that. Basically, everything in the ingredient deck is constantly in flux. And as margins continue to remain tight in the bakery industry, our customers are desiring more new items, but without having to pass on these costs to their customers. And cost will always be a lead concern in our mind here for both our customers and our customers' customers. So along with cost, I would include, having the right talent in this space as part of the thing that they're looking for, because with our customers asking for more and unique items, formulations are becoming more complex. The brands are having to juggle multiple priorities, and the right talent they will need to have to be able to make these changes to the formula, control costs, and develop practical produced finished products. So AI is coming along pretty quickly, but it will help in certain things, like say maybe formulation or suggested processing steps, but you will still need talented individuals to help on the benchtop create, the best product and the best process possible.
And so how does Cargill help bakers overcome these challenges to reduce their costs and improve product quality?
Well, because of Cargill and our breadth, we can very much help our customers overcome all these challenges. We have a large portfolio of ingredients ourselves, but we have wonderful partners with Ardent Mills and Purist that also fleshes out our overall portfolio. And with our people, we can help with formula development here with our R&D sources, and that can vary from, I'll say, renovation to innovation, so old and new. And we can also help, locate some ingredients so you don't have to buy rail cars of these ingredients. We can get some smaller quantities, for some of our smaller folks. And those are some of the key ones kind of off the top of the head, how we can help. And I guess an example is, where we practically dig deep into these is like the egg usage. So kind of tying in on how the eggs have been volatile lately. The goal of the customer is always to maintain / reduce their cost, but maintain that perfect product quality and potentially even enhancing it if they can with these new changes. So for me, I am always an advocate of saying, come work with us here in the lab with our R&D scientists, and especially that's with some of these bigger, harder requests like removing eggs, because as everyone knows, eggs are a powerful ingredient. And so it's not just we're going to take one ingredient and put it in for the egg. That just isn't happening, So we need to work through all of these problems that are arising by removing the egg. And by working with us in the lab side by side, not only is our customer giving us the direct feedback on what they would like to see or what they would like to change, they're also gathering that information that they can bring back with them to their company and continue to develop and, expand their company's knowledge and expertise as well. So cost will always be hard, to manage, but because there's always going to be those underlying things. So if we do take out eggs, there's going to be potentially some label changes or other things like that. But with the right ingredients and the right time, we as Cargill can help them, kind of minimize that and maintain or potentially even improve the finished product quality.
What do bakers need to know before embarking on a new product or adjusting an existing formula?
Well, these are kind of the two core paths that most of our customers have, To me, it's the new is always kind of exciting, right? There are kind of fewer hurdles, we'll call it like that, like a set perception of what the product is going to be like. But it's more they have simple table stakes, like we have to have this nutrition facts in there. We need to have these ingredients in there. So it's a little bit more open for the developer to work in. Of course, you have to consider the brand's halo. You have to have an understanding of the new to you or novel ingredients that you're going to be doing, and then obviously their associated costs. So new is kind of always seems to be more glamorous, but it's still going to require that well-managed R&D process, and it's definitely a path that has to be forged forward, which will then obviously include marketing and sales to make sure that you draw people into this new product. But now if we go to an existing product, that path has already been forged. The house has been built, and, people have been paying money to come and either see the monument or coming to this house so they know the directions and they know what it looks like and all those kind of things. But now you say, hey, we need to change the paint color and remove some bricks and put in some different bricks. And I'm like, whoa, that is a little bit harder to do, without anybody noticing. So to me, this is always that trickier thing to do. So people are very well aware of these gold standards that they've been tasting and eating for a while. So now we have to come in and help you manipulate that, help our customer change that, make it cost effective, potentially make it better for you without impacting the cost, and that is kind of a big challenge. But again, my advice is you come in and engage with your core suppliers, you maximize their experience, their portfolio of ingredients, and let them help you create as seamless as possible of a change in your product. And it may take multiple times, but by coming and working with this, it can be sped up very quickly. So therefore, working with someone like Cargill can pay dividends very quickly. We have the ability to help customers on both paths with extensive ingredient portfolios, along with our talented scientists with years of formula. We also have sensory experts, and then we have processing experience and expertise as well.
Great. Well, thank you, Chad, for joining us today on this Baking and Snack Tech Expert.